You're now listening to the Palmetto Dugout Show, hosted by State Director Sammy Esposito, Associate Scouts Drew Stewart and Sean Smith, that discuss all things related to amateur baseball in South Carolina. Here are your hosts.
Welcome into day 4 of the Prep Baseball Shipyard Showdown. It is Championship Sunday. We got the championship J's on.
I'm in championship blue, so did Drew, but he took it off before we started.
I didn't want to look like a, what do we call it?
Carolina Panthers.
No, Smurf. I did not want to look like a Smurf with you because I'm sure Sammy's going to look like a Smurf as well. Beautiful day to start out with, right?
Yeah, a little chilly, a little mist in the air.
Just a little drizzle.
Got to stop at Dunkin' Donuts this morning. Good start.
Some people stop at Dunkin', some people stop at the Bucks.
It was an early morning.
Very early arrival time here. As you can tell, as we are live. We appreciate all the live viewers out there that are up at 7:10 in the morning, ready to listen to the two greatest voices in the state of South Carolina.
And we like when y'all comment on the live as well. That lets us know that you're actually paying attention.
Yeah, and also we can answer those questions on the lives as well.
That's something we don't know the answer to that we can't help you. Sorry.
Anyway, so let's get going here with day 3 recap. But first I want to say this, Coach. We've had Blake out at the CIT, the IP. Sammy's been at Optera, and here you've been at Optera here. 91 tweets in 3 days. 91 prospects in 3 days. Is that good?
It's a lot.
It's a lot. You'll see no better coverage in the state of South Carolina than right there with Prep Baseball.
That's PB no R.
Hashtag PB no R.
Hashtag.
So recapping day 3 here. I kind of go through mine. I'll start off first here today. Stowe Rogers, we've talked about him, continues to just hit the ball, growing into going to be hopefully one of the top position players in the state of South Carolina in his class. Not even considering catchers here, but Stowe continues to hit the ball. He's going to college at Charleston. He'll have a big impact there as well. We'll get to that in a little bit. Nathan Clark had a huge day for Fort Dorchester. I think he collected 3 hits on the day, all big in their big win yesterday. Oakley Aguilar hasn't swung the bat very well, but, Coach, we talked about it. He's a 3.89 down the line with the stock of frame. It's pretty good, right? We saw a lot. Switch hitter. Ready to get confirmation on the stopwatch times.
Yep, confirmation.
With Coach Smith here. And then Porter Spravero. Austin's getting on me a little bit. I'm with the arms kind of guy. I'm a flashy arm guy. And Austin's over here with the finesse guys.
We just like outs here.
Well, Spravero.
I like outs. He likes to see how hard they throw it. So we met in the middle yesterday, and he got one.
Finally. And went 6 innings against a pretty good Lucy Beckham lineup.
Yeah, been swinging it well.
He got shut it down.
Really swung it well. We thought they were going to make one push there, and
Hanahan did cover the spread.
Yep, Hanahan covered. I've lost everything that we have bet on so far this weekend. I've lost. Sorry,
Austin's not on his X-mark here.
Sorry. I moved up to see the comments.
But Spravero, filled the zone up early and often. Only gave up 2 runs. Kind of a firecracker on the mound a little bit. But good to see theirs is he punches Hanahan's ticket to the championship. Coach, what we got day 3?
Coach, right on cue with what Drew said. I like the pitcher. I really don't care how hard they throw most of the time. Obviously, it helps. But we just like those guys that get outs. Yesterday, we talked about Hunter Doyle. He went 6+, had a big day for Lucy Beckham the day before. I'm going over to Wando, who had a really big day yesterday. They had the tie the first day, so they needed a win to try to stay in things. Didn't work out for them. I don't want to give away anything we might talk about later. But 2024 left-handed pitcher Robert Waddy. I hope I didn't say that wrong. I don't know how to say that. Just going off of what I'm looking at.
Guy here.
Not a big pronunciation guy either, but that's what I'm going with. He went, I believe he ended up going 6 innings, shutout, 1 hit maybe, one or 2 hits. Just and interesting, right out of the gate, the first inning he couldn't throw his fastball for a strike to save his life, but he just started bending in, breaking balls, and throwing changeups, and they couldn't hit it. And he dialed the fastball in a little bit later on and ended up having a really big day. So I like him. He's up to 80, but you know, sure everybody would like to see more velo than that. But man gets outs.
Finesse.
Man gets outs. Outs win games, especially in high school baseball. That's what we're going with.
Ding, ding, ding.
Yep. So good for him. Good for Wando. He'll win a lot of games for Wando this year, I would assume. My second arm, we're going to keep on the train of the 2027 left-handed pitchers in the state of South Carolina. Sammy got to see number 1 yesterday, correct, Mr. Wells?
Yep, we saw 2 yesterday.
So Sammy got to see 1. We saw 2 here.
Number 3 can also swing the bat.
2 days ago, we saw number 2 with Salerno from the Legion. And then yesterday, we got to see number 3, and that would be 2027 left-handed pitcher Griffin McCain, who is actually hitting at the top of the order as well, as Drew said. He swung the bat a little bit as well. He got to start against Oceanside yesterday, who needed a win to get in the championship game, and Griffin kind of squashed that for him. He was 85, 87, 70, 72 with the breaking ball, and 79, 80 with a changeup. He threw all pitches, threw them well, threw them for strikes. But he had a very good day on the mound. I believe he as well. He was still out there in the 5th or 6th inning, I do believe. So
Possibility.
very good day for him. So we've covered all.
Another firecracker on the mountain.
We've had some pitchers that like to yell on the mound.
Because
You know, it is what it is. Hey, you know, gotta get fired up sometimes. But yeah, we've seen all 3 of the top 3 2027
yes.
pitchers or players, and they all happen to be left-handed pitchers. So.
And I would argue to say Kane might have looked the best out of the 3 so far. What we've seen so far.
I don't know. Salerno impressed me.
He did. Because he's impressed with Wells, but McCain's a little different. It feels like really shutting down the Oceanside team.
A very good hitting Oceanside team from the first couple of days.
Yeah. So
they had a good first 2 days down here. So
as we move on to day 4 here, Championship Sunday.
Big day.
Hanahan gets in with a 3-0 record. James Allen gets in with a 2-0-1 record. Big matchup. But before we started all this, Coach, who did you pick to win the thing?
Doesn't matter. I'm not allowed to talk about him.
Oh no, we've got to say it for the viewers.
Well, I
picked the people.
I picked James Allen.
He went James Allen. I went Hanahan. Sammy went Wando, who just missed getting into the championship.
Very good turn.
Are you sticking with James Allen?
Coach, I don't have a choice. But I don't want to say anything good about him.
He's going to stick with the fighting
but
Scotties.
I can't. You know, you got to ride her till she bucks you. That's what they say.
I'm going to stick with the Hawks, who've had a very impressive tournament as well. Vegas has released the line for the game, or Columbia has released the line for the game. Columbia has released the line here. -1.5. The Hanahan Hawks.
Oh wow! Who got to choose that Hanahan was favorite?
Well, let's talk about it. Hold on. Let's talk. No.
I'm taking James Allen regardless.
Let's talk about it here. The reason for the line.
Yeah, hit me with it.
We know that Hanahan has an arm left.
We do.
And the way they've been swinging the bats,
They've swung it well.
James Allen has swung it well as 2, but the question mark is the arms, and that's where the line falls.
Wow.
-1.5 to the Hanahan Hawks here.
You know, everybody's been wanting to question and
I
really sound like it sounds as if I am a member of the James Allen team, and I'm not. But I will say this: if Coach Bobby, if you're listening, or anybody who's involved with the merchandise, the short sleeve hoodie that says the Allen on the front of it, I wear a large, and those things are sweet.
But Hanahan, I wear a medium, so if you've got some nice gear, you need to throw our way.
I can't wear it during your game today, but if y'all win, I'll wear it. I'll wear it on the way home because I don't want to seem like I'm picking favorites here because I'm not. We like all our teams in South Carolina. But everybody's been questioning the James Allen pitching staff so far. Coach,
and they look really well.
Coach, they gave up 1 run the whole time they've been down. One.
But
They
it's
still
still that
run.
question mark, right? We know Hanahan has an arm.
Yeah.
Now we also know one of their arms is we think it's hurt. But anyway,
You know,
but here's the next part. The over/under from Columbia has been set at 10.5.
I'm going to win.
going under?
Way under.
I'm going over here due to the pitching question marks. Hanahan covers and hits the over. I think there's about 12 runs here, Coach.
I'm going under just because we hadn't seen a ton of.
Historically, in the championship game, those games have gone under. Very surprising, but I think we got a difference this year.
I think the Allen boys. I think they're going to pull somebody out. I mean, Hanahan. We are very aware of the one arm they do have left. We've seen him throw for years. So.
Also, Sammy's asking if we need anything from the Sphinx. Thanks, Coach. But we're good here, even though he's not watching.
Chicken biscuit.
What are some things to look for in a championship game, Coach? What are we looking for?
Well, I think the first thing I want to check before I go on the over or under there is whether or not the wind's blowing out on this field out here.
Ooh, good one.
Because that has been as big of a question mark as any. As far as the run scorer,
Homer.
we had the on Friday we had the wind blowing about 15 miles an hour and some rain, and the wind was blowing straight in, and it didn't matter how you couldn't hit it out here with a 3-wood. But yesterday, kind of flipped around a little bit. I think Drew could have got his lob wedge out.
We didn't see a home run.
We had
It's almost come close. So
Mr. Rogers hit one off the wall down here.
we've seen some hard hit balls,
Mm-hmm.
but not one out. And maybe that changes today. And it'll start at 8 a.m. here in 40
I think the
minutes.
Mayhem hit a couple home runs out here yesterday on the youth field, but
They're good. So
yeah,
what can we say?
they scored a lot of runs yesterday.
Hitters hit here.
If the wind's blowing out, I'll take the over. If the wind's blowing in, I'll take the under.
I'm gonna surprise you here. So we've been through 3 days. Favorite player of the term.
You didn't give me enough time.
Doesn't matter.
I'm going Salerno.
Wow.
I'm Legion. And I've had a lot. I've had a lot of guys. There's been some guys too that are out there that really hoping we can get some video on today. We just hadn't been. There's several of those guys out there.
I think you know what I'm saying.
I'm surprised. Hit me with it.
You don't know? Favorite player. I think we're not.
I got you. He's a warrior.
We're not bad.
He's a
We're
warrior.
favorite player.
He's a warrior.
Very, in my opinion, underrated. And that's going to be Leo Lopez, shortstop at Riverside. He hit the ball.
That's all he does.
I'd like to see him stay on the left-hand side of the box here. But
Plays the defensive short.
that's what I was about to get to.
Okay,
Makes some
sorry.
huge plays defensively for the Riverside Warriors. But maybe things change, right? Maybe Hanahan Hawk steps up here today
He
and
might.
becomes that favorite player.
Lopez got a shot here at 8 o'clock. See what he's
Lopez
got.
does have a
Maybe out
shot.
there Playing AR.
Bright and early, just coming back from
Get
a
tipped off. We're going to
women's
play under.
basketball game.
We're going to start the game under the lights.
Now, championship game coming up here at 1 o'clock. We will have an offensive and defensive player of the game. Be a championship game in Big B. There are no trophies involved. You get to have a picture put on the wonderful Prep Baseball South Carolina social media. And then coming up over the next week, all tournament team kids.
Looking forward to it.
I know you are.
I know we got some we got some members that are I've already picked a couple.
So you picked all tournament team already?
Picked a couple.
We gotta look at the stats
We're
now.
gonna put our votes in.
We're gonna vote now.
Guys, I don't care about your stats.
Now,
We're just going off what we saw.
big shout out to the Clemson Tigers on a walk-off homer in the 12th inning as we are sitting
At the college.
at the college watching them
Bugs everywhere.
blow it in the ninth.
They did. They sure did. It was 4-1 as we were walking across the parking lot, and we thought it was over.
2-0 when we walked in.
No, it was 4-1. They had just hit the home run to go up 4-1. They hit the home runs to go
Oh,
up.
we're
4-1.
talking about Clemson.
Yeah, we're talking about Clemson.
Yeah, Clemson up
Clemson.
4-1.
Yeah, we're
blew it
walking
there.
through the parking lot. He thinks it's over. He's about to delete the thing up out of his phone, and all of a sudden, a man goes backside 2-run jack, tied up 4-4.
Hitters hit. And Clemson hit in the 12th.
So they did.
So Austin's pick is completely out for that one.
Hancock sweet pick, and I got to think about it on the way home yesterday from here. It was a bad pick because it made it to if I would have just picked 2 out of 3 for somebody, I would have had a shot to stay.
We're gonna shot to stay here. I'm
But,
still
yeah,
alive.
it's
Family's
okay.
still alive.
Yeah, everybody's alive except for me. Like I said, my picks this weekend have been very good. It's okay. I told you, if anybody's live viewing this thing, it's 7:15 on a Sunday morning.
We got 12 on here, Coach.
Stay high.
Um,
Good for you guys.
So we'll get rolling here shortly. Omar, we saw your Shriner building.
Yeah, appreciate you coming out.
Across from in Patriots Point there. Great building, by the way.
But we did have a good time at the College Charleston game last night.
Great time.
A lot of people there. Cat and Eddie came with us. We had a big time. A lot of Blue golf coaches over there. Coach Nelson from Hillcrest, he was up there. Big day. It was a big night. His son plays there, so I guess he was there as a proud parent. But James Allen coaches as well. Yeah, so we got we had a good time over there. The Cougars, they had a good start to the game.
A lot of Cougars.
The finish was not what those guys want. But it is what it is.
Last thing before we go here, there have been some big games throughout the state. At the IP, Altair Coastal here, Power 25 comes back out probably about the middle of next week. There will be some changes.
Has to be.
After we've seen some preseason games and teams kind of step up with some players. Some of those changes may be disliked by many, but all in all, we do it every week. Everything changes.
If Drew doesn't overreact to every win and loss that happens in the state, then
we don't overreact.
Then what's his job?
That's right.
That's his job.
We're here to give you content.
His job is to overreact every time a single team loses.
I feel like I'm working on ESPN right now.
You should. Yes.
You
are a modern day Lee Corso.
No, call me Kirk Herbstreit. Anyway, we'll call you.
I'm more like David Pollock. I'm probably gonna get fired at the end of the season. Maybe Pat McAfee.
No, that's Sam.
Yeah.
Sam
might be Corso.
Lever is McAfee.
Yes. Honorary member of the PB staff. If
I could get some gear. Lever on my size medium. So
speaking of Lever, while we got a chance, they got a championship game today.
They do. The River Bluff. How about that?
It's the crosstown. I say crosstown.
Big game.
It's a long way across that town, but it's a crosstown rivalry there.
Big game. And the IP's got Lawrence and Catawba Ridge, another big game.
That was
down in Georgetown.
Yeah. That could be. I would say that would be a 4A state championship preview, but I don't think it's possible. It could be upper state.
Upper state championship. Two good teams going at it.
So we might get to see who's going to get to play the Island Boys in the state championship.
I know we can get that.
I got to stop.
And you got to stop. He did it.
They're not. Island Boys aren't going to win a game the rest of the year.
3 big championship games going on today. The most covered championship game will obviously be here at Shipyard in the Prep Baseball Shipyard Showdown. So, hey, from all of us here at Prep Baseball, South Carolina, have a great day. We'll see you in a couple days.
Chris.